Good morning, everyone. I know there were some traffic delays, and I'm glad that you're all here. We're going to have an exciting day. Usually when I get on the stage or go to forums like this, they see my name as Ben John, USA. They expect like a white dude show up. Then I walk in, who's this guy? Like a brown guy or a black guy. Okay, so he's from India. Then they see my name like John, then they started talking me in Malayalam. I'm like, oh, they think like I'm Kerala. I'm neighbor, Coimbatore, so I don't know much Kerala and Malayalam, but I have a lot of friends in Malayalam. You are living in the best place on earth, you know. Kerala people call like God's country. Awesome. So I'm going to spend only a few minutes and then we'll go for panel. I'll give you a little bit of overview. I'm not here to give an inspirational, geeky speech that show off what I know. It's more about giving you some practical guidance on what is about, what is not about. So back in the days of early 90s, when I was studying computer science, it was boring because only theoretical was not enough. I only get like 30 minutes of computer time. I got to wait for 2 weeks to get the computer time. Some of you remember, I got to kick the CPU to make it boot and work. That was like early 90s. So I decided to start my own business, and also it's a need of my financial situation. So I bought a PC 8088 processor and started my own business when I was studying at my age of 18. And I would walk into the banks, people were using pen and paper and ledgers to record your financial transactions, if you remember. If we tell our kids, hey, all your banking information is in a pen and paper and stored in a shelf, our kids would freak out. So that's the stage I started my career in computer science. But then I've seen from pen and paper to the notebook, stored eventually in the PCs, then go into a local area network, if you remember, like LAN and WAN, then slowly go into cloud and internet, mobile. Then you heard about metaverse and Bitcoin and all those things. Over the period of 30 years, I'm sure some of you have seen it all, some of you have heard it all. I definitely have the blessing of seeing and doing firsthand in the last 30 years. And one thing that is very true, and the reason that someone from Coimbatore like me is driving AI innovation across the globe, the primary reason is education, God's grace, but more importantly, the foundations of internet. Internet was the global vehicle connecting global economies, connecting global enterprises over the period of last 30 years. And I know the moment you say about internet, people connect to the dot-com bubble. Yes, that was, whenever people get excited, they go overboard and there's always a bubble. But internet still is the economic growth vehicle across many, many global countries and enterprises. Nobody can argue about that. So that's the last 30 years of what we lived in. And if you think about the last 30 years, the reason I say the last 30 years is so you can just have an overall, picture about what happened before and what happened after. So the way I think about the last 30 years is knowledge-based ecosystem. You all heard this phrase, knowledge is wealth. If you remember going into colleges, there's only like few books about a specific topic. Whoever get access to that book, pampering the librarian, have more advantage than the other students. If you have money and you go to the bookstore and get those books first, you have an advantage than other students in the class. Whether you study or not, at least you have the resource. So it was knowledge-based ecosystems, knowledge-based growth for the last 30 years. And I want to congratulate Kerala for what you have done. I think the first state in entire India has 100% literacy. I think you should give a hands for yourself. 100% literacy. And it's leading by example for the rest of the states in India. And that's what happened. And you're producing 66,000 plus engineering graduates every single year. There is IIT Palakkad, there is IIT and NITs and so many engineering institutions around Kerala. And it's because of the knowledge that grown over the period. That's the good news. But I'm going to tell you the bad news, or an opportunity, if you say. If you look at the table here, you don't see computer science engineers. You don't see hardware engineers. Not that they are not important, but the boundaries are broken. A dentist standing up on the stage and preaching about AI. The person who built an emperor in ice creams, I met him like a few weeks ago, was just blown away how big and grown Lhasa ice creams. He's talking about AI. A person who is coming from medical, biomedical, is talking and using AI. So what I'm trying to say is, the boundaries are broken. The world is not going to lead only by computer science engineers. I'm a computer science engineer by trade. I'm so blessed and privileged. Last 30 years, I would walk in anywhere and say I'm a computer science engineer. They would give me a proud look. That is not going to be the case for the next 30 years. The boundaries are broken. Anybody can get into technology. Anybody can use technology better than software engineers. The non-software engineers have an advantage because they have the domain expertise. A financial person can build a much better financial software than a software engineer. A medical professional can leverage AI and build medical plus technology much better than a software engineer. So that's why the next 30 years I'm calling curiosity-based ecosystem. All you need to have is curiosity. You need to know where and when and how to ask questions. So the moment you ask or think about an idea, what do you say? Hey, let's go Google. Let's go search. It is shifting to, well, let's go have a conversation with the bot. You see the difference between a search and a conversation? And you're not asking a question, you're having a conversation, you're interacting with the technology and a chat bot, and it is very important that paradigm is shifting. So whoever has curiosity, asking better questions, and the products that I'm building, CoPilot, can see what you see, can hear what you hear, can talk like a human, and you should try it out. I know I'm trying to sell my product, CoPilot, but there's nothing wrong with that. So it's going to be a curiosity-based ecosystem. First of all, you should give a pat back yourself because you took the time off and come and sit here. That is a good start. And if you are curious, you will win the world. And the first question comes to my mind, or people's mind, is AI is going to replace humans? Is AI going to take over jobs? And you have to connect back to the Industrial Revolution when books printing started by the machine. Anything that was augmented by machine, people start revolutionizing and asking questions. Is it going to replace? So there are two types of machineries that augment human power. One is physical, the second one is brain. We all use every day hundreds of machineries to augment our physical work. Same thing, you are using a lot of machines to augment your brain power. Human interaction to machine, there is nothing wrong with that. That is the world that is going to be. So World Economic Forum by January 2025 did a survey, and it said AI is going to create 170 million new jobs. It is also going to displace 92 million new jobs. Look, anything I say, you can go quickly have a conversation and check for it. That means 78 million net new jobs will be created. But there is a catch to it. 59% of people need reskilling, or I would call upskilling. That means 39% of skills will become outdated. I'll give a simple example. Designing a brochure. I can design a brochure right in front of you in 30 seconds than any other UX designer in the world. You can try that out. I can build a prototype of a software for a dental registration system or an ice cream marketing online registration system in 15 minutes instead of hiring 5 engineers. So a lot of those skills will be replaced, but at the same time, a lot of skills needs upskilling. Those are the numbers developed and surveyed by World Economic Forum. Over 1,000 enterprise customers across 33 industries. I'm a computer scientist, but I'm not saying only from a computer science perspective. Every single industry is going to be touched by this. This is real. That's why I gave the analogy of internet and AI. Internet was still stable and still a growth vehicle. AI is going to be the growth vehicle for the next 30 years. I'm sure you're hearing about bubbles. Is this real or not? Yes, there will be some ups and downs, but this is going to be your fundamental vehicle for the next 30 years. So with that, I want to give you a very practical guidance for what to do. I don't want to just create an inspiration or panic and walk away. So I'm sure there are students here. So if you are a student or if you are a parent studying as have students, I'm going to give you 4 ideas. If you have a pen and paper, please take it, or if you have a mobile phone, take it. So if you are a student, you need to do a planning for the 4 years when you are studying. Whether you are first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So I'm going to give you 4 areas. The first one is academics. When you study academics, it is so easy these days to reverse engineer and get good grades. Focus on grades, but deeply understand the concepts. You know, one of the professor and I were talking before this, kids use ChatGPT to answer the questions. My kids use ChatGPT and CoPilot too. You know what they use for? You can use it like, hey, I am working on this geometry problem. You are the tutor. Ask me 10 hard questions. You see what I'm doing? So I'm using ChatGPT or CoPilot as a tutor to train me. Then, hey, here is the problem my professor gave. Don't cheat yourself. Cheating others is one thing, but cheating yourself is the worst. So academics is the bucket. Make your students, or if you're a student, put a 4-year plan. What are the subjects that you're doing, and be expert at it. And there is no way, there is no reason you can come up with saying, oh, my professor is not expert, oh, the subject is hard. The person who's studying at Stanford University and this person who's studying in one of the tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 university in Kerala have same resource. That's why I said boundaries are broken. You have no excuse not to get deeper into this academics. Use these AI tools as a tutor, not to solve your problems. That's the first one. So build a plan for 4 year in academics bucket. That's the first one. The second one is advancement. One of the reasons, besides many other things, I'm able to do what I'm able to do is I did practical work while I was studying. Do learnings. In the advancement bucket, come up with a 4-year plan of what are the courses that you're going to study outside of your college curriculums. Online certifications, special courses, go do workshops, find something to learn. For example, like if you're studying accountancy, go learn how a CA works, go learn about tax, go learn about how the international tariff works. There are so much content out there. Make a plan what to learn in every year. Semesters come and go, plan for that. During December break, this is what I'm going to learn. During the summer break, this is what I'm going to learn. So the first bucket is academics. The second bucket is advancement. The third bucket is apprenticeships. Please go work somewhere. Don't just run around and just enjoy the youth. Go find, if you're in a mechanical engineer, talk to one of your uncles or somebody who has a lathe shop and go work during summer. Go work during the evenings. That will give you the better experience than just studying. It is very important to put our youth to work. I'm encouraging all the universities and colleges after 3 o'clock, create an infrastructure within the university and have a team. They should do hands-on work. Don't worry about, I don't know what to do. Talk to the people, talk to your uncles and aunts and neighbors, go to corner shop, go to voluntary organization. Hey, how are you collecting leads? Can I build you an online system for you? Hey, how are you manage your marketing? Can I build brochures for you? Please encourage the youth to do the work. They should be yelled at by managers. They should be understanding the field. That is the third. So what I'm saying is each quarter or each year they should have a plan. That's the third bucket. The fourth one is affiliations. How am I doing on time? Yeah, and affiliations. This is the most important thing. It's networking. You know, we all heard this saying, I'll tell about you based on who your friend is. Same thing. you will be good at based on who you know. So I'm going to give you a very specific guidance on that. Make an effort to connect with 2 new people every 3 months. Through your connections, relationships, friends, you have no excuse. WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, whatever that is, that the person that you want to connect with. So that, there is always like a give and take, learn and teach. Then don't ignore the past connections, because people are only transaction based and come only when there is a need for a job or only when there is a need for money. Don't do that. Continuously invest in cultivating the relationships. So the 4th bucket is affiliation. So 4 buckets I said for students: academics, advancements, apprenticeships, and affiliations. Put a plan, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and when you do these 4 buckets, when you come out of 4-year college degree, no matter whether you're studying mechanical or production or instrumentation or electronics, the students will come out as a beautiful, beautiful product. Now I'm going to switch gears to the business force. Whether you are a business person, whether you are a product person, whether you are working for a company, I have 4 ideas as well. And I want you to start doing this and writing it down. Let's start with the first one, is awareness. If you don't know what AI is, you have no excuse today. You can start asking questions and learning it. Get that awareness. Don't be the problem searchers, be the problem solvers. Just try to find what are the things that I know, what are the things that I don't know. Have that curiosity. That awareness is very important. The second bucket is adaptation. Come up with a plan. Every month, same as like how you do yourself a physical check or whatnot, do your career check. Or am I doing these progress in these 4 buckets, what Ben said. So awareness, what did you learn, what did you not learn and whatnot. The second one is adaptation. So every day that you go to work, there are mundane tasks, the tasks that you're doing are project work. Try to use AI some part of it. Let's say if you're reading emails every day, 30 minutes, connect with the right tool and ask the tool to summarize your email. I'm just giving you a basic example. Let's say you're spending 2 hours analyzing financial transactions for the previous week, or you're analyzing leads. Use a tool. So insert at least one AI tool with your existing process or existing project. That's called adaptation. The third one is augmentation. In your existing project, find a way to augment an entire product, completely change it. Let's say if you're building a workflow based system, or if you're building a process that you already have, completely change it to AI first thinking. If you don't think as AI first, you are not going to penetrate yourself. You have to think AI first. That's augmentation. The fourth one is very important, advancement. Start something 0 to 1. If you have an existing product, existing services, whatever it is, innovate something from scratch. You got to have the startup mindset while you're running your existing business, while you're running an existing product, and build something from scratch. That is so much easier. So if you do these 4 buckets on your day-to-day business, day-to-day projects, day-to-day work, whatever the industry you are, I'm going to repeat those 4. Awareness, adaptation, augmentation, and advancement. And having a plan will make you definitely more successful than not having a plan. AI, there is a lot of freaky things happening. People just get scared and people think negatively about it. But if you have a plan and if you know what you're doing, there are so many opportunities and you have the opportunity to win the world. And that is the reason that we are here. I wish you and the students and your families the best success. And I want to make sure you continuously listen and get connected with the rest of the forums. Thank you very much.